On the menu today, that is delightful. One of my very favorite cheap and easy brunch recipes. This one hails from North Africa, and while there are different versions of it all around the world, this is the absolute perfect brunch for the rainy, blustery fall day we have going on in Seattle. It's really the perfect brunch for any day. I'm gonna show you my favorite flavors to include in a shakshuka. Literally translating to mixed or all mixed up, shakshuka is eggs poached in a flavorful tomato sauce, and we're making it today. There's about 1,000 different ways to do this once you learn the method, so that makes it the perfect meal to keep in your arsenal. Okay, here we go. Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. Thank you for spending your time with me. It is a cold and blustery fall day in Seattle, which is not abnormal for this time of year, but it has me craving something warm and comforting. This cheap and easy one-pot meal always delivers, and it delivers for a variety of cultures all around the world. You can likely pull together a shakshuka from ingredients you find in your pantry and fridge. I'm gonna show you my favorite flavors to include, but it goes without saying that the one I'm making today is likely not authentic, but rather my version. The key components are eggs and tomato sauce. From there, it depends on the culture, it depends on the tradition, it depends on your family, what you add to a shakshuka. In my version today, I'm gonna include, of course, the basics: onion, pepper, tomatoes. I'm also adding some chickpeas, feta, mint, and honey. This one is pretty inexpensive, about 20 bucks total, and it comes together entirely on your stovetop, all in one pot. I'm gonna use a cast iron, which is controversial with tomato sauce, but if you don't have a cast iron, any other wide pan or skillet will do the job just fine. The reality is you can cook it however you like and cook your eggs however you like to your taste. In fact, there's a dish that comes from Turkey, I believe, called menemen, which is very similar to shakshuka, but the eggs are scrambled. So really, however you like to change this to your tastes, I would encourage you to do so, but I'm gonna show you one method today. No special tools or equipment in this one. I would recommend a skillet that's on the wider side. I've got a 12-inch skillet behind me. While I'll be using cast iron, note that using cast iron with tomato sauce really requires that you have a very well-seasoned cast iron pan. Some people don't like to do it at all, which is totally fine. Swap the cast iron out for another skillet, but have no fear, my cast iron is well-seasoned and this will not sit in the cast iron for longer than it takes us to serve it. So the only thing left is to get going. First step in this delicious, hearty, warm, and healthy brunch dish is to prep our veggies. On my bench, I have one medium sweet onion, a red bell pepper, a really big bunch of parsley, and about, 5 or 6 stalks of mint, kind of what's left in my garden. So the flavors in my version of shakshuka are mint, feta, honey, some spices that I'll run over with you in a minute, and harissa. Harissa is a really delicious red pepper paste. It's pretty spicy, kind of vinegary, and I find it works really, really well in this shakshuka. It's totally optional though, and you can use whatever spices you like, including bringing it to as spicy a level as you like. The whole point is just to create a really flavorful tomato broth, and you can do that using the spices I'm using as a guideline, or whatever is right for you and your palate. So first step is just to dice both the onion and the pepper, and we're gonna get those going in my one skillet on the stove beside me. So putting a medium-ish dice on this onion. Onion is diced, and before I dice up the red bell pepper, I'm just gonna get a couple tablespoons of olive oil warming up in the skillet beside me. Okay, that oil is over about a medium heat. Red pepper right in our bowl. Red pepper, onion going in our skillet. They're gonna start to sweat out as I prep the rest of our ingredients. Next is our mint and parsley. This is a giant bunch of parsley. I'll probably use about half of it. Some of the parsley is gonna go in the dish and some of the parsley is gonna go on top. And then mint. This may be a controversial choice, but I really love the way mint works in tomato sauce. If you've never tried it, I would highly recommend it. Off to the side. Quick word about spices in our shakshuka today. Again, super highly customizable, but what I'm going to use is paprika, a little bit of cayenne for some kick, and fennel seeds. I also have harissa on my bench, a couple tablespoons of that, some tomato sauce to really deepen the tomato flavor, salt and pepper, of course, and a couple tablespoons of honey. I find that mint, feta, honey go really nicely together. And if you have something that's super acidic like tomato, sometimes it's nice to offset that with a little bit of something sweet. So you can use sugar or maple syrup or agave, but in this case, I'm gonna use a couple tablespoons of honey. This is entirely optional, though I would recommend trying it. It does something really nice to a tomato sauce, especially a quick cook one like this. So everything else happens over at our stove. So I'm just gonna move everything on over there, and I'll see you in a sec. Onion and pepper is nice and sweated out. Onions are a little bit translucent. This is perfect. So the next step is to bloom our spices a little bit. So I'm gonna fry in the little bit of oil that's there our paprika, cayenne, and fennel. So this step really brings out the flavor in the spices, especially in a more quick cooking dish like this one. So the goal is just to try to bring out as much flavor from these spices as we can, and frying them a little bit in the oil does that nicely. Perfect, so those look great. So we're gonna do the same thing with a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Now I'm gonna get in our harissa. Smells so good. So a couple tablespoons of that. Be careful, this can be really spicy. Garlic at this point. We're just about ready to add our tomato sauce. And a couple tablespoons of honey. And as always, there's plenty left in this can, so I'm gonna rinse this out with water. Okay, now I'm just going to, so this doesn't sputter, over like a medium-low heat. Start kind of crushing up those tomatoes. You can also get in with your hands. So once I have it well combined, I'm gonna taste for seasonings, because I have added no salt and pepper up until this point. So I'm gonna add a big pinch of salt, several grinds of pepper. I also have my honey out on the bench because I may want to sweeten it up just a little bit more, but our taste test will tell. Now, as this continues to cook down, I'm gonna add chickpeas. This is not super traditional from what I can tell, but I like to bulk up this dish a little bit with the addition of chickpeas. Add some more protein, make it stretch a little bit further. So it's been just a couple minutes. I'm just cooking this down to thicken it up a little bit. I prefer a shakshuka that's less soupy, a little bit thicker. So that's what we're doing here. So it's time to stir in the parsley. I wait to the end to stir in the parsley because it keeps a little bit more of its green color, which is nice. Like a little bit of contrast in anything that I make. I'm gonna turn the heat off. Now comes the fun part. So today I'm only cooking 4 eggs. There are just 2 of us eating this shakshuka right now. So I'm gonna cook 4 eggs, but there is plenty of room to crack 6 eggs into our tomato broth. So for me, with my heat off, everything stirred in, I'm going to individually crack an egg into an individual bowl. I'm not cracking them directly into the shakshuka in case the egg is bad, in case the yolk breaks, creating just a little bit of a well, pouring the egg right in. I'm doing this with the heat off because I don't want the eggs to cook super quickly and have one egg be done and the other eggs are not. Beautiful. And then before I turn the heat back on, I'm gonna crumble some feta. This is about 4 ounces of feta. You can use really any cheese you want here. Now we're gonna go back on medium-ish heat. Pop a lid on. And we're gonna cook until the eggs are poached. It's gonna take a couple minutes. It's time. You can't see them, but our eggs are nicely poached. Oh, it looks delicious. On top goes some mint. A little bit of our reserved parsley. Finish with some nice flaky salt. Now we serve. I like a little bit of crusty bread with mine. So let's see how we did on the poach. Pretty perfect. This is the absolute perfect brunch for the rainy, blustery fall day we have going on in Seattle. It's really the perfect brunch for any day. One pot, super inexpensive, like $20 total for this dish that you can get probably at least 4 servings out of. So less than $5 a serving. Lots of amazing flavors. There's a reason this one is popular around the world. It is truly delicious. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more from me, would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you here next time. Cheers.